Should you buy now or wait? A lot of people thinking of moving to Franklin, Tennessee have this question right now. It's a very common question. So I will walk you through it step by step on just some things to get you thinking about, some things that I would consider if I were in the market to buy right now. I will tell you, I have bought and sold so many homes over the course of my life, just personal investment properties, everything. And there is one thing that I have in common with every one of my home purchases, and I'll share that with you as I walk you through this. I'm Erika Kurre. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Living in Nashville. And as you're thinking of a move to Franklin, Tennessee, go ahead and click the link below to schedule a one-on-one chat with me, and I can go through all this specifically and how it relates to you. So let's get right to it. Should we buy now or wait? And to know the answer to this question, you have to first know where we are in the market right now. And where we are here in Franklin, Tennessee, is we are seeing for the first time since 2023, our median home price has actually fallen below the $1 million mark. Between median home price and average home prices, we're seeing about a $45,000 difference off the sales price. And we're talking about our median is about $1 million, just under that $1 million mark, whereas before it was just a little over that $1 million mark, around the $1,050,000 mark. So that's the perspective there in that decrease of $45,000. All that to tell you, it's not a market crash. The market is not expected to crash here. There's not going to be any sort of runaway steal or deal here in Franklin, Tennessee. However, we are seeing at this particular moment in time a window where I have been able to negotiate as much as $110,000 off the price of a home for my recent buyers. That's huge. We haven't seen flash sales like that here in Franklin, Tennessee, probably since the Great Recession, if even that much then. During the Great Recession, our prices here were not really impacted all that much either. And so we're not really in a place where we have a precedent of our prices really losing a lot of value. So when you do see a time like this in our market where our home prices are really rivaling back to where they were about a year or two ago, that's a big deal to us right here in Franklin, Tennessee. Where will they go from here? Well, if we pay attention to historical data, our prices are likely going to go up as we enter into spring market. So how long of a window will we have here? Probably not really long, but we're going to have at least between now and the holidays, I would imagine, to be able to really negotiate a deal for you. As you know, interest rates have really helped out a lot too in the past month. So not only are we able to negotiate concessions with closing costs, with price differences off of the sales price, but we're also seeing buyers getting hundreds of dollars off of a mortgage payment per month just because of the decrease in mortgage interest rates that we've seen lately. Between this year and last year, honest to goodness, in an average priced home here in Franklin, Tennessee, you could see about a $500 difference in your monthly mortgage rate. And that's just because of the difference in rates year to year. I know so many people are saying, oh, well, I'll wait till rates dip below 6%, or I'll wait till rates dip below 5.5% or 5%, whatever the magic number is for people in their minds. It's also important to think those magic numbers are also in thousands of other buyers' minds. So when you enter into a space where there are going to be a lot more people of the same mindset, you're going to be fighting and competing over homes again, and that's not going to help the sales prices when you're trying to negotiate down. So I'm always of the opinion that if you can afford the mortgage rates and the home price with where they are now, and we can get you negotiated to a place that you're comfortable with and you feel good about getting discounts on a home in an area where typically this is not a thing, then right now might be your time to strike. Our market here in Franklin, Tennessee is very seasonal. And so what that means is we can pretty much expect to see a very steep increase in buyer activity in spring market. We can see a dip as we head into Memorial Day weekend and into summer. Summer usually is a little bit of a plateau. And then as we get back into school and families are back in the swing of things, we usually see a little bit of a surge, a last minute surge in our activity in real estate between Labor Day weekend and Halloween. And then after Halloween, boom, it goes a little more quiet again until January 2nd. And so right now we are in that seasonal space where we're seeing not as much activity. People are starting to shift their attention now into the holidays with Thanksgiving and the winter holidays approaching. And what is one of the phrases that Warren Buffett always said? Buy the dip. Buy when no one else is. Buy when everyone else is distracted. And I believe that's what we're seeing right now in our current local market is it's a dip. It's not a huge decrease. It's not a crash. It'll be going back up likely in spring, but it's a dip. Here's something really exciting to note about our local market, and we're seeing this nationwide as well, but you can see this here in Franklin, Tennessee as well. Nationwide and in Franklin, Tennessee, we're seeing about a 31% increase in our inventory on market, and that really could be attributed to why we're seeing this dip in our home prices as well, is because we have more sellers now competing for buyers' attention. And that really puts us in a good place as buyers. Nationwide, it's 35% increase. So we don't have as high of an increase as a lot of the country is seeing right now, but 31% year over year of an increase in inventory here in Franklin alone is a pretty big deal. Redfin has reported they believe the reason for this is because more and more sellers are getting over the low interest rates that they had locked in back in the 2020 through 2022 era. And so you have people who have lifestyle changes. They have job moves. They get married, they have babies, they get divorced, they end up having a death in the family, become empty nesters, become retirees, want to downsize. Whatever the reason is that people need to move, it's because life happens. And we've seen so many sellers over the past 2 to 3 years put the life happening on hold and haven't moved with their life movements because they were so extremely attached to those low mortgage interest rates. But now, as they get years into it, they're kind of starting to feel like, okay, you know what? We got to live. And this situation really isn't working for us. So we need to move now to better suit our needs as we live and as life happens. And so they're finally getting detached from those low mortgage interest rates. And that's why Redfin believes we're seeing a surge in these homes on the market right now. Having said that, the benefit to buyers is there are more homes to choose from. So a lot of buyers have been coming back to the market. We have about 20% more buyers in the market this time right now than we did this time last year, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. The Mortgage Bankers Association just basically measures how many people are applying for mortgages to buy a home. So that's what we consider a leading indicator for what we're about to see as far as buyer activity into the market. So to have a 20% increase year to year over the amount of buyers we had entering into the market is a pretty substantial number as well. But a lot of sellers are not necessarily seeing that these buyers are putting in an offer on their homes because, again, as I mentioned, there is more competition for sellers. So the concern that we have going into spring market is a lot of these sellers might say, you know what, we're sick of being on the market. We're tired of listing our home. We're tired of having to compete for buyers. We're just going to pull off and wait till buyers go crazy again. Don't be one of those buyers that goes crazy. And that's why I'm putting out this video, is because I want you to be as educated as you can when you're entering into the market, because right now, money matters more than it ever has. So many buyers have an importance and a significance on dollars and cents, and I can completely understand that. And that's why I'm putting this video out, is so that you can get the best bang for your buck. It's always hard to time the market, but right now we're seeing some really obvious indicators. Our days on market here in Franklin, Tennessee is still hovering around a month, so you can expect homes that are priced correctly to take about 33 days to absorb versus about 27 a year ago. So we are seeing about a week longer of a days on market for homes that are appropriately priced. And again, that's another indication of there being more homes on the market than there are buyers, which also, again, makes it a perfect time to buy. I will tell you, as a local around here, as a realtor, as a negotiator, A lot of the mindset among sellers right now is, well, if we can't get the price we want, then we just won't sell. So many of them say that, and they have to linger on market past that 33 days on market. They get in the mood to sell, and then they get frustrated when their homes don't sell. So I have a strategy that I use to target those homes that are on the market, that have been on the market, and then go through and really just get the best for my buyers when it comes to negotiating price concessions, closing cost concessions, and possibly even lender buy downs, get the rates in a place where buyers are comfortable. Again, I have been able to save my buyers 6 figures on a home just within the past month or so to be able to get the home they want and make a move that really just was a home run for their family. And to be honest with you, this is not something that I have ever before been able to say or do, just because the market environments have not been as premium as they are now for buyers. So buy now or wait. Which one is smarter? Obviously, you've got to do what works best in your timeline. But if your timeline is flexible, I would get out there now and just see if you can find something that really, really would work for your family as far as the home itself, if it's practical for you, if it checks all your boxes. And let's just see what we can get you as far as negotiations. I will tell you, over the decades, I have purchased my own primary homes. I own investment properties. Obviously, I help my buyers and sellers buy and sell homes all throughout the seasons, throughout the years. And for my own personal purchases, I prefer to buy in fall. One of my homes here in Nashville, we actually closed on Halloween one year. Another investment property we closed in November. November 11th was the date on that one. Another investment property we closed in September. So that means we were putting in offers in August, September, and October to get the November closings. And it really just has worked out so well for us. One of my mindsets is that if sellers are on the market this time of year, it's likely because they need to sell. Think about it. So many sellers, if they don't have a need to sell immediately, a lot of times they will wait till spring market because they know that's when the buyers will be out in mass. So if you have a seller that's on the market in the fall, late summer, fall, going into the winter holidays, it's because they need to sell. So why wouldn't we give them what they want and get you what you want and need at the same time? I'm Erika Kurre. If you want a personal breakdown of how the numbers could work for you, how we could make your dreams come true here in Franklin, Tennessee, go ahead and click the link below this video for a personalized one-on-one Zoom meeting with me. But also just reach out if you'd like to contact me in the traditional ways, phone, email address, anything. All my information is below. Go ahead, subscribe to this video if this video was really helpful for you. And let me know if there are any other questions you have as you're searching and thinking about a move to Franklin, Tennessee.